You are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and I will be glad in it. Thanking God for another day. Thanking God for a day that I have never seen and a day that I will never see again. I thank you, God, for the gift of this of the present. I thank you, God, for as well as it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm just so overly joyed this morning. I am happy, I am at peace, and today my granddaughter is graduating. Ah, it is so amazing to see this young woman, to see this young lady. It's been amazing seeing her growing up. It's been amazing to see the things that she has accomplished thus far. And I am so eagerly waiting to see the things, see what else this next chapter is going to bring. I am tired. Oh, excuse me. Mm. I am tired. I am tired. And I am a little sad and a little disappointed with a lot of things today as well. You know, the day brings on a lot of things, but I thank God for today as well as it is. I thank God for as well. Sure. Thank you for being here, Miss Kashori. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the two people that's watching this morning. Um this is not going to be long because graduation is today and I've been up early this morning, getting myself prepared for today because I am slow. I am slow motion. It's going to take me until the time it is to leave for the graduation, and gonna go out, have get a little bite to eat, go take pictures, and um, then just drop my granddaughter off at the college, and then wait around for everybody else, to arrive as well. So it'll just be me and my daughter and her godparents, godmama Sin and goddaddy Joe. And she invited her little cousin, Money. So it'll just be us. And afterwards, she gonna go with her friends out to dinner with her friends. Jordan is like an old soul. She didn't want a party. She didn't, she said coming to her graduation and helping her celebrate is all that she requires because graduating from high school, this is what she said, graduating is from high school, that's something good to celebrate. But I don't need you to celebrate me graduating because that's what I supposed to do. I go to school to graduate from school. So she don't want a party, but she said, Lord's willing, when she graduate college, that's when you have the party. That's when she want a party, a big party when she graduates college. So I said, I could get down with that. I can get down with that. Good morning, y'all. Good morning to Leo boys, mama. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I gotta go out this morning after I get off live before I get anything. I done my ironing. I like fresh pressed clothes, I throw them in the dryer to get the wrinkles out, but I still like to iron them So I got that ready. I got my accessories out. I got my perfume, my Canvas Beauty. I'm going to be wearing my Cherry Cloud with some um it's not Tom Ford cherry, but it's something similar to it. And I got to run into Walmart, pick up a graduation card, and run into Publix and pick up me some watermelon, and then come back home and get myself prepared for the day. And I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I'm more excited for my daughter. And I'm excited for my granddaughter, but I'm really excited for Verena because she really did it. She really did it. And I'm so proud of her as a mom. I am so proud of her. Um, to see how she raised her daughter, how she raised her with the values that she have, and how she sacrificed for her daughter. And you know, it was just amazing to see. And whatever help and the help that I did, I, I'm I'm happy for that as well, because as parents, that's what we're supposed to do. She was 19 years old when she had this baby. 19 years old, a sophomore in college when she had this baby. And she was determined to do what she needed to do for her child without asking anybody for anything. And I had to remind her, you can't do it by yourself, baby. You got to have a village to raise this child. And I thank God for the village that Jordan had. This morning, y'all, I am not showing my face because I look an absolute mess. And I did not feel like getting, I didn't feel like doing anything. I'm gonna tell you, I just did not feel like doing anything to myself this morning because of what I gotta do later on. So I'm gonna tell y'all how my weekend went, and then you could probably have a little just don't judge me, just have a little bit of sympathy for me. Over here, we don't judge. We just listen. Okay? We just listen. We don't judge. So Friday, it was just me and my friend Miss Pat. We decorated this venue for our tea party. I have been waiting for I'm still waiting for my dress for the tea party. My dress did not arrive. It has not arrived yet. It says it's on the way. It's on the way. So the dress didn't come. Miss Pat and I we decorated the venue, and I'm telling you, we had the hardest time with the tablecloths. I'm telling you, the tablecloths wasn't what we wanted. It was a last minute substitute because they were cheaper. When you paid, we paid. Well, we didn't pay for it. The tablecloths that we asked for was like lace. We didn't get them because the person said, "Well, I thought y'all say y'all didn't need tablecloths," So that blew me for one thing. And then they decided to get some tablecloths out of Walmart, and we paid. They were 97 cents, and we got what we paid for: some cheap paper thin tablecloths. And decorating them tablecloths just wore us out. They just wore me out and Miss Pat. At the end of the day, we finished. We did not finish everything, but we finished the most important thing. We got most of the stuff done. So, like I said last week, my friend girl, she passed away, massive heart attack, while they were on their anniversary, while they were celebrating their anniversary, massive heart attack, 52 years old. So, we didn't finish. Miss Pat had an engagement to go to at 5:30, and I was gonna go, to view my friend and congregate with the family for a moment, and come home and settle myself down, praying and hoping that my dress had not got here, but my dress didn't get there that Friday. So I say, you know what? I ain't finna go buy no new dress. I ain't finna go, I'm not going in my closet looking for nothing to wear, you know. So I just made a conscious decision because what I was feeling, I didn't go. I did not go to the tea party. So that Saturday, well, I went to view my friend, went to the church. They had the wake at the church, and um I it was hard. It was hard. It was hard because there was no, you know, have you ever have you ever do you know someone that not saying that they're perfect because none of us are, but just a good person. You can't, you know, you know the good about them, you know the bad about them, you know the indifference about them, but it don't make any, it really don't matter because they just an all around good person. And whenever you see them, they, you know, they just make you smile. You know, Tammy was the type of person, whenever you see it, she had the most beautiful smile. She had a beautiful smile. She had a beautiful personality. And she was for me, she was the type of friend that could call you out, but it's not judgmental. She's not being judgmental when she call you out. And when she call you out, it's not something that you didn't know. It was just something that you just overlooked. And she would always you know, she would always, you know, I always say, I don't like to be reprimanded. I will not be reprimanded by an adult. I would never, you know, allow another adult to reprimand me. However, you can hold me accountable. And that's what she did. That's what she did. And that's why I loved her. And I loved her because she loved my children. My son, growing up, was at her house just as much as he was at, you know, at home. And my daughter, you know, she was like a god mama auntie to my daughter. And when my daughter went away to college, you know, she was there for her while she was in college. And when Verena got pregnant, she was, you know, and feeling ashamed and, you know, and kind of and lost. And you know, she was just there for Verena. She was just there for Verena, and that's what made, regardless of how she and I, because at that time I think part of that time she and I had stopped speaking about something, and but she was still there for my daughter. She was still there for my daughter, and when my daughter had Jordan, she was there. She was just there, and she was just that type of person. And you never could, I could not, everybody I heard talk about Tammy, there was nothing, it was something silly that she did because that's just the type of person she was. She was a fun, silly person. And we used to, you know, we just used to go out sometime, not like go out. It's either she would have something at her house or we had this thing. I came up with this thing like the third Friday of every month. It's just women, you know, got together and, you know, one person to pick the venue where we would go. And sometimes it may be a person's house or to be out to eat or it would be just going bowling. You know, it just, you know, we just congregate together as friends, as believers in God, and you know, and you could have a good time. And sometimes, you know, on Sundays after church, we'll go out to eat, but then sometimes, you know, we would just go to her house. You know, everybody would just go to her house, and you know, her husband would be on the grill, the children be downstairs, you know, in the game room or something like that, and upstairs, you know, the grown ups would be up there laughing, talking, and it was just, she was just a nice person, and that's the part that hurt so bad, that you know, we are born to die. We all have a date. We all had a time that we came, and we're gonna all gonna have a time that we're gonna leave. And it's just some people, you know, you just when it just hit different. It just hit different. And so I said, well, if my dress had a came, but then I had decided, well, if my dress don't come, I dress for the funeral and then I go to the tea party. But because we didn't finish decorating at the tea party, I couldn't go to the funeral because the funeral was at 11 and the tea party started at 12. And I had to be back to the vineyard around 10:30 to get in to finish doing the little things that we had to do, the little things that we had to do. And so that's what I did. So I didn't go to either one. And after I finished decorating, me and Miss Pat and her little four granddaughters, they helped with the little finishing touches, and they added their little thing in, and it was so beautiful. I didn't take pictures. When I finished decorating that place, I called me a Uber and I left and I went home. And Friday, I was so tired, my body was hurting so bad because it was just the two of us decorating that. It is a large venue, and it was just two of us and I went home. I went to after I went to view the body, went and got something to eat from this restaurant called Hooks, and I ate two pieces of chicken and I passed out in the bed. So that was my Friday and my Saturday and Sunday. I did not. I just needed a mental. I needed a mental health day. I needed a break from being around people. I needed to um I just I just needed my mental to be better than it was. I needed to be in a better space than I was. So I made a conscious decision that I needed to stay home yesterday. So I stayed home yesterday, y'all, and I made the biggest mistake of my life. I went in my closet and I made it this I did laundry just to keep my mind to get my mind in a better place. I did laundry. I straightened my house up and then I walked in my closet and had this idea of just getting rid of old things, getting rid of old things, because when you hold on to old things nothing new can come, and that's just my logic. If I'm holding on to shoes that I'm not gonna wear, if I'm holding on to clothes I ain't gonna never get back in, I ain't gonna even be lying to myself about, oh, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds, I ain't lying to myself like that no more. And out of all of this, by her passing and my granddaughter graduating and then just trying to do a lot of things, my mind just went into overdrive. And when a person passed, it seemed like you always have these revelations. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna live my life to the fullest. And I say I'm spraying on all my perfume. I'm wearing all my Cannabis Beauty at one time. I had said all of that. Then I just, I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe. And he was saying about your mindset. You just got to have a different mindset about things. And so I went in my closet, y'all, and I started taking stuff out, rearranging my closet and throwing, taking clothes out I ain't gonna never put on no more, taking out shoes that I forgot all about and didn't forgot I ever had that color shoe and forgot I had that and I just took things and I say, okay, like all the shoes I'm not wearing, all the clothes I'm not wearing, the lipstick and all that stuff that I'd have had. And every time I see a new shade of lipstick, a pretty red or a pretty fuchsia, a pretty lipstick, any kind of berry lipstick I'm always buying, had all this lipstick and stuff that I'm not even wearing. And I'd start throwing things out. And then it took me I started doing it around 11 o'clock and it took me to like 8 o'clock last night to finish. So, and I was tired then, but I thank God I did that because that gave me clarity on a lot of things. Um, my I needed that mental break. I needed that mental break. So, sometime in life we just be going, 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 and really don't understand if your mental health is not good. then you're not good. You're pretending. You're just going through the motions of living. And that's not how life is supposed to be. Yeah, you're gonna have the little bumps in the road, but you gotta take that time for yourself. You gotta take that 30 minutes, that hour, 24 hours, 36 hours, 72 hours. How many how much time you need, you gotta take that time out for yourself. You gotta allow some time for yourself. And I'm making a conscious decision to do that more for myself. And just not by not doing nothing, you know but just doing whatever it is that I want to do. So this week, I said it again. I said it again. On Mondays, this is my do nothing day, but it seems like every Monday for the last 3 weeks, I always had something to do on a Monday, whether it's going to the dentist or whatever it was, having Zoom calls about whatever. It wasn't my day. So this Monday, I gotta prepare for this graduation. As soon as I get off here, gotta run to Walmart, got to run to Publix, and get back home, shampoo my hair, start getting myself together. But I wanted to start going to the gym. So I say, okay, Lord, I can't do it today. Lord's willing to, I'm gonna live this day out. I'm going to enjoy this day and everything that comes with this day. I am going to ride with it. I am going to enjoy it. I choose to make the best of everything. I know it's going to be emotional day for some people. Looking at their babies, not babies anymore, and can't wait to, graduate and get ready to start the second half of their life, right? It's like, okay, this chapter has closed. I done did the high school thing, I done did the middle school, the elementary, and just to see these little kids, just see these kids go from daycare to kindergarten, from daycare to preschool to kindergarten to first grade, sixth grade, and now graduating high school. And I thank God for giving me the privilege to see this. Just I thank God for honoring me with life and longevity, to see my grandbaby graduate from high school. And I am so proud of her. I am super, super, super proud of, her graduating from high school and getting ready to go to Atlanta University in Atlanta. It's just I never I'm just over the moon joy. But this morning I was reading my I had so much going on yesterday, and I was all over the place, scattered brain yesterday. I did listen to the Bible, but I did not read my morning devotions, and it was saying waiting for God, waiting for God, waiting for God. And that's sometimes that is so hard to do. That is so hard to do. And it says, our culture is an instant society. A fast pace isn't necessarily bad, but we should guard against becoming so set on immediate fulfillment that we can't wait for God's timing. It seems like waiting on God is hard. It's not hard, but it's not easy either, because we have that microwave mentality. We want it right away. And everything that come fast ain't always good. When I was out there in the world, and I just doing drugs and selling drugs, that fast money, that was some good money, but it wasn't no lasting money. It wasn't like going on a job and then waiting every 2 weeks to get a check. But it was something gratifying, and knowing that I ain't got to look over my shoulder. I ain't got to worry about nobody robbing me. I ain't got to, I just don't have to worry about the pitfalls that I had to worry about when I was out there in the street. You know, just waiting, just waiting. It's sometimes it's just seems like it's so hard to do, but it's not hard to do. It says in Genesis 15th chapter, verses 4 and 5, after Abraham shared frustrations about him and Sarah being childish, God revealed the couple would have a son. And I can't say innumerable descendants would follow Abraham. Believe the Lord would follow. Abraham believed the Lord, but eventually decided to handle matters on his own, building a family through Sarah's servant. And this is the story about Abraham and Sarah and Hagar. God gave the promise to Abraham that you will have a son. And Abraham thinking, how am I have a son and I'm old and kind of I ain't shooting nothing now. And Sarah, she old, so she ain't receiving too much right now because she old. So Sarah and Abraham took more or less. Sarah took it into her own hands and tell Abraham to lay with Hagar, her maid, her servant. And then she get mad at Hagar when Hagar gets pregnant. She get mad. And then Hagar get bigoted. Like she the wife and not the maid servant, but see, the promise wasn't made to come through Hagar. The promise was made to come through Sarah. The promise was made to come through Sarah. And see, they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait. And then after 3 years, here comes Sarah getting pregnant. And now Sarah don't want her child to be bothered with Hagar's child. When all they had to do is just wait on the Lord. And that's why I always say at the end of when I'm on live at the end, wait, because the day could be the day. Don't give up on what you been praying, asking God for. Don't give up on what you've been seeking God for. Don't give up. You done fast, you done pray, you've been seeking God, you've been crying out to God, you've been waiting, and then it's just like having a baby, 9 months. You so, the first trimester, you so happy and you so get it. Then that second trimester, you kind of, okay, okay, I still look kind of cute. But then when that third trimester come, you just ready to have this baby now. I done seen women like here, we walk across the bridge sometimes when you want to lose weight. So you I done seen women walk across the bridge, be walking across the bridge, and they talk about, girl, you need to have some rough sex and stuff like that. And then they talk about doing down in some castor oil, to make this baby come. That baby gonna come when it's gonna come. So you gotta wait them 9 months till that baby come. And when that baby decide it's ready to come, it's coming. It is coming. And that's just the way it is with the blessings. You know what? You can't tell God when to bless you. You can't tell God how to bless you. You got to wait on the blessings from God. But then waiting on those blessings, you got to be doing something while you waiting. Waiting don't mean be still. But if God say be still, then you be still. That means don't put your hands on what you've been asking and praying God for. But just because you seem like God is moving too slow, don't take it upon yourself to go and to make something happen fast. See, because if you do it, and it can even turn out the way you even wanted it to turn out. But see, was that the best choice? Did you make the best choice when you could have waited? If you had waited, if you had waited 2 or 3 days, you could have got that dress. You could have got that, you could have got it at a cheaper price. It went on sale in 2 or 3 days. It's gonna go on sale, but you couldn't wait. You just had to have whatever it was right then. You had to move right there. If I don't move right now, I ain't gonna get it. That's why waiting on God is the best thing that you can do. When you're praying and asking God for something, wait, don't give up hope. Sometimes it may seem hopeless. Sometimes it seems like it's never going to happen. Sometimes it seems like I've been praying for this thing for like 3, 4, 5 years. Ain't nothing happened. Still wait. God is not telling you no. It might be what you're doing in the time that you're waiting to get what it is that God have for you to get. See, because there's something that we have to do when in that be still moment. At that time when God's saying us be still and wait, be still and know that I'm gonna give you the desires of your heart. But in me giving you the desires of the heart, I need you to do this. I need you to forgive. I need you to be more humble. I need you to be more giving. I need you to be more loving. I need you to be more obedient. So in the waiting, you don't just sit and wait and get frustrated because you're going to get frustrated sitting and just waiting. You're going to get frustrated. So in the meantime and between time, there's a work to do. You have to look inside yourself and see what it is in you that is not pleasing to God. Because it's all of us got some isms. All of us got some isms, you know we all got something that we need to work on. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about it yesterday while I was in my house looking a mess yesterday. It looked like I don't even know how to, Lord, it's stuff everywhere. What do I do? Then I said, I can't even go in there and make me no breakfast or make me something to eat with my house looking like this. It's gotta be some order. And for me, when things are all out of order, all out of sort, it's just the vibe, my vibe be all off. When and my house was a mess, shoes everywhere, clothes everywhere, bags everywhere. Then I said, you know what? Let me stop. Let me stop right now. And I started at one point. I picked the shoes up off the floor, put them in a bag. I got the clothes off the floor, put them in a bag. The clothes that was on the bed, I hung them up. The clothes, every time the dryer stopped, I fold those clothes up, pipe those clothes up, put them up. Then at my room, I started to start seeing the room get a little clearer, getting a little cleaner. Then when I looked in the closet and I started stacking, then got the closet all stacked up and cleaned up with the cosmetics that I done thrown away and all the stuff that I done thrown away. It looks a little clearer. It looks a little brighter. And then the clothes that I know I ain't gonna never get in no more in this lifetime, they wasn't hanging up no more because now I have room to receive other things. It's not cluttered. And when your life is all cluttered, you can't find nothing in clutter. That's why I don't like a cluttered house. I don't like a cluttered house. I like for my house to breathe. I like for my house to look clean and to have when you walk in to have a vibe. I don't like dusting. When I clean twice a week, that's it. That's why I put everything has a place and there's a place for everything. And when I was thinking yesterday and I was listening to Miles Monroe and he was just talking to me about me yesterday. He was talking to me about me yesterday. And I received everything this man was saying. I received it. I have a better way of looking at things now. I have a better understanding of things now. And then, yes, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm not going to wait on somebody to say, you want to do this? You want to go here? You want to go there? No, I'm not waiting on anybody to invite me anywhere. If I want to go somewhere and when I want to go somewhere, I'm going to stay. I'm going to walk across that street when I got the strength. I feel like walking across that street and get on the city bus, or I'm going to call me an Uber. If I want to go out, if I want some, I'm not a big fan of snow crabs, but I like them when I like them. And if I want to just go and eat some snow crabs and drink a margarita or two, I ain't got to have nobody else with me to do that. I could go and do that by myself. I can do that by myself. And then the things, I used to love going just out in the mall and sit out in the food court, eat something, and maybe go in Macy's and buy me some lipstick or some perfume or something like that. I don't go out in there to shop, but if I got a couple of dollars, I might go in a store and pick up something. But I just used to like to be in And I just like just be out, just being out, going dealers and sampling all type of perfume and getting perfume samples and stuff like that. Those are things that I used to do, and I was thinking about it. I said, you used to do it. Well, what stopped? Well, my things. Well, my knees be hurting me, and I don't want to do that no more, and this, that, and the other. And I said, you know what? My knees gonna be hurting me more if I just sit here and be complacent. So just move around, and in the meantime, I'm still waiting and praying to God that about get me a bed, get me a car. Lord, increase my finances, increase my territories. Give me a thought, give me an idea of something that I can do to make money on the side, to help me get this car. So while I'm waiting on God to illuminate me with that, I'm going to be moving. I'm not going to be sitting down, being still, being complacent, and whatever unforgiveness that I am harboring in my heart against something. I say, Lord, I ask you to deliver me from it because it's just not worth it, because you be all shackled and bound down and pressed down, and your shoulders, your body just be hurt. And my body was hurting so bad Friday night when I had got home. I could not hardly move, but I had to get up Saturday morning and go and finish. And I pushed my way Saturday. And when, people start coming and stuff like that, and right up until people were coming, we were still decorating. So, putting the little banners on the wall and stuff like that. So when it was 12 o'clock and people was coming in, I got on my baseball hat, I got on some shorts, and I got on my t-shirt and my sneakers, no eyelashes, nothing. And one of the little girls said, "Miss Marita, you look sleepy." I said, "Baby, I'm just tired." And so everybody was coming to, "Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, this is so beautiful." And one of the ladies said, "You and Miss Pat did this by yourself?" I said, "Yeah, me and Miss Pat and her four granddaughters help. They help with the finishing touches." Yeah. And so everybody said, "Well, what you finna do? You finna go home and come back, and you finna go home and get dressed and come back?" I said, "Baby, when I go cross that bridge, I'm cross that bridge. I don't cross that bridge. No, baby, I'm not coming back." Well, why? I'm not coming back. So I didn't come. When I left, and when I got in that car, I called my Uber. When I got in that car, I didn't want to go to sleep, but I nodded out for a little minute. But I was so glad when I got back in my house. And my house is looking like I like it to look and smell like I like it to smell. And my house is just breathing the way my house like to be clean. My house don't like to be junky and stuff like that. My house is like me. I be all discombobulated. My house don't like it like that. And that's just the way it is. And so, just sitting and waiting and thinking. I watched the funeral they were live streaming the funeral. I watched that. I watched it, and they were they was live streaming the tea party. And I didn't even watch that. I heard somebody say, "Well, where's Marie?" The pastor asked, "Well, where's Marita?" And instead of saying, "Oh, her dress didn't come and she just didn't want to come without her dress." "Oh, I don't know." And I heard this. And I heard this. She's not here. So now, after I think it was about maybe 5 or 6 o'clock, I get a phone call. Um, "I didn't see you. When I looked around, you was gone, and I asked where you was at." And I said, "Well, you already know, I had already said that my dress didn't come. And I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't come here. So my dress didn't come. So I didn't want to be there." I mean, that was so. What else do I need to say? Why make such a big deal out of me not being there? But I didn't go to church yesterday, but I know I'm going to get a lot of questions whenever I do go back to church. But I'm built. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier, and I have an answer for it. I have an answer for it. But anyway, y'all, today is Monday. This is the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful week. For whatever you got going on, for whatever you got going on, this is the start of a beautiful week. Because I said it's the start of a beautiful week because you have the choice. You have the choice to make this day any type of way that you want to make this choice. Nobody can make you mad. That's a choice if you want to get mad at something somebody done said, if something somebody done did, you make the choice to be upset. So when you make that choice to be upset, you allowing the person to have charge over you. You allowing that person to have control over you. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. Whatever happened last week is over and done with. It is done. Don't be pouring old wine into a new wine flask. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whatever happened to you last week, your feelings was hurt. They didn't say, they said something they shouldn't have said. They did something they shouldn't have did. If you didn't get it straight then, don't be wearing yourself down trying to get it straight now. Let that mess go. Let it go. Because every day you wake up, God is saying, this is a new day. This is a new time. This is time to do something new and do something different. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results over and over and over until you change. Nothing is going to change until you change your mindset, until you make conscious decisions and wise decisions to do something different. That's the time the change is going to happen. Be the change that you want to see. Be the change that you want it to be. Let that change start with you. Let it start today. If you're holding on to something, let it go. Be like that little boy that was on the Lion King. What was his name? When the little what was his name? The little boy when he was a little boy, and him and Nala, they was told not to go beyond the kingdom. And he's so hard headed. You gonna be king one day. You're not king now. Okay, you're not king now. So him and Nala, they're gonna go where the hyenas at. And Nala trying to tell him not to, but I'm not afraid. Then he get in the little den where the hyenas at. He said, "Oh, I laugh, ha ha ha, in the face of danger." Okay, now you laughing in the face of danger, and here come all the hyenas. Here come all the Mustafa. He said, "Okay, say it again. Say it again, Mustafa." Woo, like So come on, wait for the blessing to run you down. Wait for the blessing to overtake you. Don't take it into your own hands. Because you know what? Sometimes we be praying for things that want God, and we want God to give us things the way we want God to give us things. And God be saying, nah, you know what? I got something a little bit better for you now. Hold on. I got it. I got it. Just hold, I need you to hold on a little while. And sometimes God will test us to see if we really want what it is that we're asking for. And I'm gonna tell you, sometimes God will give you exactly what you ask for. God will give you just what you ask for, and He'll give it to you just the way you ask it, just to let you see. Now, this ain't what you want, baby. This it ain't what you need, but this is what you wanted. This ain't what you needed, but this is what you wanted. So when you wait on God, just know you gonna get the best. You are the daughter of the Most High God. You're the daughter of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So you deserve the very best. You deserve the very best. And when you get that down deep inside of you, that you deserve the best because you are, you know what? None of us are worthy of being alive. None of us, because we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. But when you know your worth, you know, yeah, you get knocked down, you get talked about, but when you know, however, when you know your worth, it don't matter what people say about you. It don't matter what people think about you. It don't even matter how people try to plot and scheme. And you know, they put these little things about, oh, you got this much time and you got this and this. When you know who you are and whose you are, it don't matter about what nobody say about you. It don't matter about the plots, the schemes, the ditch digging, and none. It don't matter about none of that. Because when you realize that you are a child of the King of Kings, Lord the Lord, and the Most High God, you start acting different. You start talking different. You start walking different. You start looking different. And then, you know, when you're happy, when you are really happy, and happiness is not predicated on what's going on. Because it might not be absolutely nothing going on. Your world could be falling all apart. But you know what? In the midst of the storm, I'm still going to sing. I'm still going to praise God. I'm going to praise my way through it. If I got to sing my way through it, if I got to pray my way through it, if I got to hum my way through it, I'm doing what I gotta do because I know I ain't doing it on my own strength. It's God that's leading me. This God that's guiding me, directing me, that's holding. I ain't holding God hand. God is holding on to me. Because he said, I get tired and I get weary and I'll be wanting to let go because I'll be wanting to do my own thing. But I know if God let, if I'm holding on to God and I'm supposed to get tired of holding on, I'ma let go. But God is holding on to me. And when you know God got you, when you know God got you, yeah, weeping may endure for a little minute, but he said joy gonna come in the morning. Now, when that morning is, he said in the morning. It could be this morning, it could be tomorrow morning, it could be Friday morning, or it could be next Monday morning. All I know is joy is coming in the morning. Joy is coming in the morning. So hang on, y'all. Just hang on a little while longer and just wait. It's coming. Just wait. You know when they saying little stuff out their mouth and you want to get pissed off and you want to get angry. What Jesus said, the word say, get angry and sin not. Don't hold that anger in, but don't go off on them. Don't make no scene. Don't mess up your blessing. Don't stop your blessing. Because see, I know I got piles of blessings in my warehouse that got Marita's blessings. That I done got pissed off with somebody and I done went off on somebody and I done said what I wanted to say and I done showed my natural black behind. Then God said, well, she didn't get that one. She didn't get that one. So, no, that's why I say don't let people have control over your emotions because that is a choice. Let me tell you what I have been, whenever I see a little nice quote or something like that, I always write it down, right? And this one right here stuck with me. It says anger. It says anger. It says anger is an emotional punishment you give yourself for someone else's behavior. Anger is an emotional punishment you give yourself for someone else's behavior. Just because they act in a certain way and it done pissed you off. Now you angry. They all right, but you angry. Anger is an emotional punishment you give yourself for someone else's behavior. And when I saw that, I said, I got to write this one down. I got to write this one down. I got to write this one down. So, you know what? Let's not get angry anymore. Since we know it is an emotional punishment, we punishing ourselves because of what somebody else does said, because of somebody else's behavior. Then we go get angry because they said this. Well, you don't know what they said. No, I don't know what they said, but you gonna get angry. So what? So what? They said it. Are you that? Are you doing that? Or did you do that? No, I ain't do. Well, then what you getting all angry about it for? What, I see this new word they like to call, like women like to call each other, the be word. No, do not ever address me. Hey, bitch, I don't play like that. Oh, that's my business. Oh no, baby, I ain't nobody bitch. No, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. That's my business. No, baby, I ain't your bitch. No, I ain't your bitch. I don't like hearing women call each other that. I don't care myself like that. So don't address me like that. So, we have a choice. We have choices to get angry. Now, when you get angry, every time you start getting mad, I want you to think about what anger is. It is an emotional punishment that you're giving yourself. Because now when you done got angry, you're nervous, you're all excited, you're all hyped up, your blood pressure up, you're breathing hard, and you just and then it's going to take you some moments. It's going to take you a couple of hours. You ain't going to want to eat. You ain't going to want to do nothing. You ain't going to see the good in nothing and nobody because you angry. You get angry at people you ain't even supposed to be angry at because of somebody else's behavior. Because of somebody else's behavior, you punishing yourself. You punishing yourself. When I read that, I said, Lord, 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 thank you for bringing that to my attention. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. And so, Lord, I be reading things and be jotting down the things that I've been reading. So, and then this other one is like, it says faith, right? It says faith is like Wi-Fi. It's invisible, but it has the power to connect you to what you need. We need Wi-Fi to get on the internet. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. You gotta have, you ain't got to have faith in things that you see. Faith is the substance of things that hope for. I'm hoping for better days. I see things, I'm seeing things this is good, but I want better. I want better. So I'm hoping for better. And it used to be a saying, hope for the best and expect the worst. Expect the worst and hope for the best. I said, I'm hoping for the best and I'm expecting the best. What I look like expecting the worst. Expect the worst, but hope for the I'm expecting the best and I'm hoping for the best. Why would I expect the bad and hope for the worst? Why? I want the best. I'm hoping and I'm expecting. Every morning that I wake up, I'm expecting something. I'm expecting for something good to happen. Regardless of what that good is. Just going to Walmart and they got what I want. Going to Walmart and can find me one of them carts if I don't feel like walking that I can, because they don't never really have none around. But every time I go there, I thank God that I'm hoping I can find one. And we then go to Publix and hope the watermelon good this morning. And just hope the watermelon is good this morning. I'm expecting the best. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm always expecting and hoping. Expecting and hoping. Expecting and hoping. Expecting and hoping. And sometimes we got to give ourselves a break. We got to give ourselves a break. We got to stop being so hard on ourselves. We got to stop being so judgmental. Um, you know, on ourselves. We got to stop downing ourselves, because the more you down yourself and you don't see no good in yourself, you don't see no good in yourself. And then you looking at yourself, you looking at other people, and then you look at where they got this and she got this and she got that and they ain't got that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I stopped doing that. I used to look at other people and I said, I should have more than what I have at the age that I am. And I should be doing more than I'm doing at the age that I am. And then it was like one day, the Holy Spirit just spoke to me one day and just said, you know what? You don't know what they got. You don't know what she got to go. You don't know what she had to go through to get what she got. And you don't know what she's doing to keep what she got. So the grass may be greener on the other side, but the yard still got to be taken care of. So you don't know what's going on over there. It may look like it's good, but just because it look good, you looking on the surface. You looking on the top. You ain't looking under the surface. You ain't seeing what's going on underneath. So you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what she got to keep. See, because you too old for the wear them fishnets and stilettos that you used to wear. You can't hang from the rafters like from the chandelier like you used to hang from the chandelier. So be grateful for what you got. Be grateful and thankful for what you got and work on the things that you want to be not because somebody else got it, but because you want to be a better version of who you are than who you used to be. And then when I look back at all the things and that I've been through, and I look back at where I was, and I look at where I am now, I say, glory to God. All praises to God. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Because it's so easy. Could have been the other way. I could have made another decision, another choice. But who's to say I wouldn't have ended up in the same place I am now? I am where I am exactly at the place that God will have me to be. Stop looking at other people. Stop thinking not good thoughts of yourself. Stop downing yourself. Stop looking down on yourself. Stop speaking negativity over yourself. Stop speaking life into yourself. Start encouraging yourself. I'm into confirmations and affirmations, and I'm into affirmations in the morning. What the little girl named Gorilla hype me up? Hype me up. She hype her own self. She be hyping her own self. That's what you got to do. You got to. Sometimes it ain't gonna be nobody on the sideline to cheer you on. Sometimes it's not going to be someone there to say, you know what, you did a good job. You did a very good job. That was great. You did an awesome job. Sometimes it's not going to be somebody that'll pat you on the back. Sometimes it's not going to be someone there to speak life into you, to encourage you, to motivate you to move on, to keep going. Don't give up. So you got to do that. You got to get your affirmation, get that scripture, that Bible that makes you want to go. Mine is the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? When I get in one of those moments, and then he tell me about it, I'm just like an eagle. And being an eagle, I did a little research on eagles one time because I heard Joyce Myers do a thing on eagles, and I wanted to know about eagles myself. And see, eagles fly above the drama. See, like it's cloudy on a cloudy, windy day. The eagles don't try to fly in the wind. The eagles, they glide. When the wind is real strong, they don't be trying to fly. They just tired, flapping out there. They glide. They get to a certain altitude and then they just start glide, letting the wind take them where they want to go. They don't be trying to fight against the wind. They use the wind to get where they want to go. They start glide. And then the eagle is not like a turkey or a chicken. Don't can't get no high in the ground. And see, an eagle don't even fight you fair. An eagle don't even fight fair. A snake and an eagle, a eagle, no, I can't beat this snake on the ground. But you know what that eagle do? That eagle grab hold of that snake and take that and start flying high up in that altitude and then drop him. See, because a snake can't do nothing up there in the altitudes when the eagle take him and an eagle drop him. And when an eagle drop a snake, it break every bone in his body. See, I'm an eagle. I ain't no turkey. I ain't no chicken. I ain't no barnyard bird. Can't get off the ground. Can't get high as the ground. I'm an eagle. I fly above the drum. See, flying above the drum, it can't get to you. Cause see, an eagle could go in the clouds. You know, just glide. I'm just glide. That's what I'm talking about. You just have to just glide. You gotta wait and wait patiently on the Lord. Just because it say be still and know. God ain't saying he just wants you to sit down and just be still and just wait. I want you to do something in that way. And I want you to let go of that anger. I want you to let go of that animosity. I want you to let go of those hurt feelings, baby. I want you to let go of being disobedient. When I tell you to go left, you want to go right. When I'm telling you to go straight, you say, no, I think I'm just going to stay here. No, be obedient. Let go of the anger. Let go of the hurt. Let go of anything that is not adding and multiplying to your life. The things that are subtracting and dividing, baby, let it go. It ain't that serious. It's not that serious because you know what? Nobody has the power to wake you up in the morning. Nobody has the power to get you started on your day. And however you choose for the day to be, remember it was your choice. If the day is going to be one of those days where ain't nothing going right, that's your choice. Don't let one little thing that didn't go right earlier today mess up the rest of the day. Don't let what somebody say to you or don't say to you mess up how you gonna be today. They didn't wake you up today. So don't give them that power to make you make a choice to be angry about something that they did, about something they said. You hold the power in the palm of your hand. It's up to you to squeeze it, just like you squeeze an orange juice for a fresh glass. It's up to you to squeeze all the goodness of the day. And at the end of the day, you could give God the thanks and to give him all the glory and magnify his name. Because if it hadn't been for the Lord on my side, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, you just had to have a who was it said that you have to um redirect your thinking. You have to start framing things different. And I was listening to somebody who was saying it yesterday, and I hear her keep saying it all the time. You have to reshape your mind, you have to reframe your thoughts, you have to start using different words and your verbiage. You have to stop saying I ain't and start saying I can. You got to stop saying I can't. I can. I ain't. I will. I don't know. Well, I don't have the answer for you right now. I'm not too sure right now. However, I have the answer by the end of the day or the end of the week. I have the answer. You know. We got to start reframing our thoughts and reframing our words. So when you start saying you can, you start believing that you can, therefore you do. But when you say I can't, you won't, and you're gonna give up and you're gonna be frustrated, and then you're gonna get like, every time I try to do something, why everything happen good for other people? I'm telling y'all this because I know, because I done been there myself. I've done that to myself. But when I listen to that person, and for the life of me, I cannot remember who was saying about reframing. You got to reframe your thoughts and reframe your mindset. Just you got to reset. You got to reset, and you can't let everybody. You can't let everybody come to you. Just be. You can't be the trash can for people. You can't be the garbage because people always bring you all kind of garbage. All kind of garbage people be bringing. You can't be don't be them trash cans that be behind the building that the restaurant use they be throwing all their trash. Don't be that for people. Stop letting people bring you all kind of mess. Stop listening to mess, all kind of mess. You know, the gossip may be sounding, ooh, girl, let me tell you. Uh-uh. Sometimes you gotta stop it before it starts. You gotta stop it before it starts. Y'all, this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Let us be glad in it. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Even though you're going through something, you may not even be going through anything right now. You may know somebody that's going through something, and it might be um burdensome to you because they're going through it. Even in the bad, there's some good in the bad. And there's good that's all good is always gonna win over evil. Where there is evil thoughts, it's just evil. There's some good in that because good can come from that. A mind can be changed, a heart can be mended, brokenness can be put back together. If you just trust, believe, and wait on God to do what God is doing. All you got to do is just wait and let God rectify the situation. Don't you try to go in there and rectify it. Don't you be vengeful. Don't you be spiteful. God said, vengeance is mine. I will repay. I will repay. So that's where I take my consolation from. I don't try it no more. I don't try to get revenge. I don't try to get revenge on people no more. But God said, Maritha, I need for you to open your mouth. And I be saying, now God, now you been doing, you know that. You know. And God said, yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, baby, I know you. He said, but I got this. He said, I got this. Just let me have this one. I'm gonna show you what I can do with it. I'm gonna show you what I can do. Cause don't you know God will make your enemies your footstool? Don't you know God will make the very people that done talked about you be them will be the ones that come that's gonna need you? And you know God will tenderize your heart so much to where you be saying, now I know she ain't finna, but God will make you do it anyway, and you'll do it lovingly. And you'll do it and won't even say nothing about it. That person that done did you wrong and had to come back to you, don't you know God will make that person come back to you and go and tell people what you, even though I did this to her, she came and she did this for me. That person will stand up for you better than the person who's standing next to you will. How I know? Because I had to be that person one time. And I have had people do things to me and had to come back to me. And I never said nothing about it. And then somebody said, "Girl, I heard that you, but I thought you did." I'm gonna tell you this story, then I'm gonna leave because, like I said, the day my granddaughter graduation, and I got some stuff I got to get done before 10 o'clock. I was working at Publix. I did not like this young lady. This young lady did not like me, and it was all right with me. And she had an understanding, and I had an understanding. I'm an adult, baby. I'm old enough to be your mom. So you don't talk to me any kind of way. You don't wear no type of title. You just been here longer than I have. You don't wear no type of title. So don't come trying to reprimand me and tell me what to do. So she trained me. She trained me and she was by the book. So one day we at the end of my shift, almost at the end of my shift, and it's like what 4 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock, and we cleaning the slicers. We just getting the place clean for the next people who gonna come in and gonna close. So around about 3 or 4 o'clock, we close down one of the slicers. So it's only two slicers. So we clean, we just clean it. So this boy get the water hose and he just starts just spraying the water hose all on the slicer. And I said, you don't supposed to clean that like that, because the man just left and told if any water get under the knobs, that's gonna be like $2,000 for them to come and replace and clean the knob. Well, Lindsay told me this is the way you do it. I said, you telling a lie? Because that's not, I said, Lindsay trained me. She told me to do it like this. I said, quit lying. She ain't trained you to do that. I said, she trained me, and I know she didn't train you to do that. Well, why you talking like that about she don't even like it? And I said, and I don't like her either. But I'm not going to stand here and let you lie on her like that. So I said that, and the next day when I got off work, that day I got off work, the next day I come to work, and she said, Miss Marita, I just want to thank you for taking up for me. I said, girl, I said it was nothing. I know how you feel about me, and you know how I feel about you. I say, however, I am not going to let a person lie on you when I know it wasn't true, and I will hope you would do the same thing for me. And just left it like that. We went back in our corners, but she gained a respect for me. She gained a respect for me. So it don't matter about how people treat you. I just read what it is. When you get mad about that, you punishing yourself because of somebody else's behavior. You punishing yourself because of somebody else's behavior. So y'all, that's what I got for y'all today. That's what I got today. And today is the day that the Lord has made. Y'all, my grandbaby graduated today. And I think I just might go out and buy some balloons. I got a couple of dollars. I don't want to break none of this money I got from a car, but I might have to go in that little car money jar and take out a little bit of money so I could go get her some balloons and um get her a card and put her a little something in it. I make it back up to myself because God, I'm expecting the best and I am hoping for the best. So y'all have the best day ever. And I'm just ecstatic today. I am so happy today. And Saturday, Lord's willing, Saturday, Jordan is also starring in the play Hairspray. We're going as a family. She have her whole little village, my mom and the godparents and the other grandmother. She said she was gonna come, and it's just I just thank God. I just thank God for the life that I have now, because I know better days are coming. Better days are coming not only for me, but better days are coming for all of us. And that's my prayer, that we all receive all the goodness and all the love and everything that God has for each one of us. I pray that we receive it. And when we receive it, we just don't hold on to it for ourselves. We share it. We go out there and tell somebody else. If it hadn't been for God, this wouldn't be. This wouldn't be. So y'all, I said what I said. Shanice Freeman, Guta, I said what I said. Mimi, Shirley, I did see Shirley somewhere. Sean, um, everybody, y'all have a best day. Have a good day. And if you have not hit that like and share button, hit that like and share button. And then if you're not a subscriber, come on now. Come on. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to me. Because we don't judge. We don't judge. We listen over here. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. I'm out. Peace, deuces, and I love you to life. Y'all, whenever you see me in them YouTube streets, because there's a lot going out there, going on right now. So I hear, holler at me, and I'll holler back. So I'm going to holler at you right now, and y'all holler back at me. Y'all just had the best day ever, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Holler, and I'm out.